Here. Hey guys, how are you? I hope you are doing super well. I'm just pinning the comment on Instagram. So, hi. How's everyone feeling? How are you guys doing? I tried to switch up the arrangement of the video a little bit. So this time YouTube is here on my space here and you guys are on Instagram, just to make more eye contact because I feel like it's more personable when I do that. How are you feeling? How are you guys doing? How's everyone just doing in life? Like, how's things? I wanted to chat with you guys a lot of things have been shifting energetically, and I'm really looking forward to just talking to you guys more about it because there's just been so much. Like, I've been getting so many downloads, so many connections with amazing people, so much shedding, so much evolving, a lot of things. And I saw this post the other day and they were saying 2020 is the day of shadow work. It's all about shadow work. It's all about shifting energy. And I'm definitely feeling that a lot. I am more exhausted than I have been in a very long time, just considering with the energies being all over the place. I know I'm not the only one because a lot of people have been experiencing that as well. And I just wanted to chat with you guys. Like, I wanted to see how you're feeling, how you're doing, like just really talk and get kind of comfortable with each other, chatting and just getting real. I'm going to do a card reading at the end. So make sure you stay till the end so you can do a card reading. I'll do one with my angel cards and also with my chakra cards. I've been really liking to do the collective reading because right now I really think collectiveness is the word that we need with everything going on in the world. So as you guys know, with us being in a pandemic for almost how many months now, some of us longer, with a whole bunch with the movement that's going on, educating people at this time, there's just a lot. And in doing that, I know for me, I got a headache yesterday because I talked to you guys about that in my live. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys a pick me up and just really talk about what is going on. Like, what is the energy update? What's going on with the world? What are the shifts? What's the wakening up part? Like, all these things, because I know a lot of you guys who follow me are just starting your journey, or a lot of you guys who are following me are in your journey, like deep in your journey. So I want to be here as a place to support. And I know yesterday on the live, I talked about shadow work. I wasn't able to save it on YouTube, but I'm here now and I wanted to chat with you guys a bit about that. So let's even start with this like conversation. There's just a lot. Let's start with the whole pandemic. We've been at home for so long. And honestly, I think the pandemic is allowing us to purge energetically. And what I mean by purging is allowing us to kind of understand what in our life is never been aligned or what in our life is currently not aligned. And if you haven't figured that out by now, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, is going to allow you to notice it very, very soon, because we're going through the second wave of the birthing stage. Like, we're rebirthing completely. People are waking up to understanding a little bit more of what is important to the human mind, the human society, right? So there's all these shifts going on. And I think we're at this point because we just had a new moon, right? A full moon, sorry. And the full moon that we had was just a lot about how we can focus on self-care. A lot of us have been running around trying to stay updated, trying to rush and figure out when things are going back the way they need to. But realistically, we need to take a step back so we can take that time for ourselves. Almanso, hi, nice to see you. So taking some time for ourselves and just deep diving into what do we need to heal at this time. Not how much money I need to make at this time. I know it's very stressful. I understand it, but there is such an importance of us doing some deep work right now. I have taken a very big step in my business back a little bit because I just feel there's just so much that is so important right now that needs to be done before you before you end up doing all of the things, right? So just make sure that you are taking this time for yourself And self-care isn't only just for the full moon, guys. Self-care is just in general. Stop getting exhausted with the things and just allow yourself to create boundaries. This is one of the biggest lessons that we're learning right now, or you should be learning from Source. And the energy update is we are collectively exhausted and we need some time to come back to ourselves and just really look in. And that's something that I got from my meditation the past week, is that self-care is so crucial. And a lot of us are not doing the self-care that we're supposed to get and the self-care that we need at this time. So I want you guys to think about it right now. Like, what is something that I need to do for myself to help me so I'm not burning out in the fall? What do I need to do so I don't end up going crazy about all the things that are going on in my life right now, right? So you really have to just think of that transitional moment, because that is more important than anything with everything that's going on right now. And I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys saying, I just took a week off, and I'm like saying, woo, this is awesome. I'm so happy you're taking a week off, because you're so drained and you're so exhausted and it's time to take that break. Don't feel guilty for taking that time off, because you need it. You can't like come out of from an empty cup, right? So it's really coming from that stance. And I just really want you guys to know that, because I've just been getting a whole bunch of different energies from you guys, and I really do care. That's why I've been doing more meditations. I know a lot of you guys are wanting and loving the meditations I've been providing, and I'm so happy it's helping you guys out. I'm really here to serve, because I think that's what our community needs, and that's what you guys need a lot right now, is like, how can I get support, because I'm going through a lot. And again, I just really want to make sure that you guys are being guided with that. So that's number one. Self-care is so crucial. And if we don't do it, we're going to, like the first card that comes up in mind, and I don't have my cards here because everyone's always asking me, tarot cards, tarot cards. I will do a tarot card reading one day, but not today. I just feel like right now there's a lot of our guides are quite present in this dimension right now, and is helping us hold things upwards, is what I'm really saying. There's a lot of a mold of dimensions coming into fruition. There's less than walls that are around us between our guides, between our spirit guides and our angels. And I've gotten a lot of people asking me, hey, Shika, like I've been having this huge connection with my guides recently, and I don't know what's going on. Hey, how's it going? So I just want to let you guys know that that is completely normal. That's them talking to you. That's them communicating to you. And it's your job to ask them for help at this time. They're here to support. They're here to serve us, so much so. So if you're feeling like you feel your grandfather, your grandma around you, like speak into existence with that energy, because they're going to be able to support you more. And that's a huge thing that's going on right now, with just the levels going with everything. Another big thing, and again, this might be a little bit crazy, but I just want to be real with you guys. A lot of what was in the dark is coming into the light. So we're starting to see a lot of organizations or people or things in their true colors at this time. And I've been noticing, myself included, that there are a lot of energies or people or relationships that no longer align with you. And that is completely fine. That is completely normal. So I want to ask yourself, like right now, where you are in the now, in the current present tense, is there any relationships, friendships, or things that you are forcing because you're afraid of letting that go? And I got that a lot for a lot of people's reading, is just letting go of that old energy and allowing yourself to play around with the new energy, because you have so much space in your energy bubble, right? So ask yourself, is there anything that doesn't align? Is that relationship that you guys have been going for 5 years, does that no longer align with you? You know, if you know that partner that you have, or that friendship that you have that's been since your childhood, maybe you guys outgrew each other. You have to release that. And it's going to be, it's going to be a hard band-aid to rip off, but in the long run, it's going to help you so much to let go of that relationship. And I've had to let go to some of people that I've known for so long, and it was not easy. It was definitely not easy, because I noticed that I was energetically expanding myself. My gifts were getting heightened. I'm switching into the direction of what I want to serve people in. There were all these things that were going on to my life. And I know a lot of you guys have been experiencing that as well. So really focusing on that, because that is so important. And I really think that's the way that you're going to be able to grow grow and build in so many ways. So yeah, I think that's so important. Let's see if there's any other things I wanted to mention about. It's more on that. We have a comment from Stank Breath. So yes, I've been feeling that a lot of my friendships are feeling off lately. Same. Energetically, sometimes I've noticed that I am talking to someone and it's almost like I can't bear to communicate with them. And it's not because the person's a great person. I'm just not energetically at their level and we're not aligned, right? So just really focusing on like, you notice that, like, tell them, like, just be like, hey, like, a lot's been going on. I'm shifting, I'm changing a lot, and take a step back from that friendship. And yes, it's shedding and you have to disconnect cords, which I want to do a video on because there's a lot of detachment happening. There's a lot of detachment, and this could be detachment from your career. You don't like your job anymore. You don't like the business that you're in currently. This could be, again, relationships, but detachment is a big word that's coming into this energy because we're releasing, we're letting go of so much and things are feeling off. So if you're not being intuitive with what you're feeling right now, you're going to end up sticking with that old Band-Aid until it literally falls off and you don't have another Band-Aid right there. You know what I mean? So just making sure that you're not being fearful and coming from a space of lack, which brings me to my next point. Lack is a huge thing right now. The universe is really testing us. How are we coming from a space of lack and coming from desperation? And I'm seeing those two kind of, places. There are people who are acting very abundant, even in the stance where they're working towards their abundance. And there are people that are completely going into a space of lack. What I mean by lack energy is like, I need to get clients because, I need to make money. Okay, yeah, but then people are off, people are transitioning energetically. Instead, as a business owner, as a person who's a leader, come from a space of morale, help people's morale right now. How can I put more of my heart into my business? Maybe you notice that your friendships are off. Maybe it's time to take that step back, get grounded, go into nature. I'm going camping this weekend, guys. I am so excited because it's a great way to just disconnect from the crazy chaos that we live in today, right? How can I disconnect from it completely? And camping or going hiking is a perfect way of doing that. I just really want to let you guys know that because every time I meditate, I just feel like this sense of tension between different people because some people are just so overwhelmed with the changes and they really don't know what to do. So don't allow yourself to hold your emotions. I was reading this thing, one of my journals actually that I wrote down a couple days ago, and it was saying that don't be a victim to your own emotions. And that was a card that pulled out yesterday, and I want to share it with you guys because I think I just feel like this is so critical to right now. So this is the victim card. This is the heart chakra. So how are we being a victim to our own emotions? How are we holding ourselves back with everything that's going on instead of diving into that heart space and allowing ourselves to expand energetically through that? So this is really important. I'm actually going to read you guys the main sentence that goes with this because I'm just wanting to expand my heart. Is anyone else feeling this way where you're just feeling like you want to grow in this space as well? Because I know I'm not the only one. So I'm not a victim. I choose to do what I am doing. So choose what you want to do for the collective, not what everyone else is wanting to do. And I'm going to be completely, again, just honest with every guys. There's a movement going on. I don't want to get too into it because this is more energy. I want to be positive here. But if you are jumping into a space that you're not energetically ready to completely speak about or comfortable about talking about, that's okay. But I really would suggest you guys to kind of take some time and step away with the issues that are going on in the world. I've had a lot of my followers and you guys just messaging me and saying, hey, Shika, I've been feeling really overwhelmed. I just want to cry and cry and cry because energetically, we are not only feeling our own pain of this experience of things coming up and the uncomfortable conversations, but the pain of our past ancestors. So years and years of generations connected to us. So it's going to take time because this is the first time that we're actually releasing this oppression, right? So you really have to think of it that way, guys. It's very important that we're not allowing ourselves to fall into that emotional stance where we're not releasing, we're not letting go. So here with the victim card, it says the green acorn indicates that being in denial may be holding you back. To move forward, you must be honest in the assessment of the situation. So understanding that, we need to be honest with ourselves in things that are going on, honest with our emotions. Instead of sitting heavy, sometimes we need to take a step out and see what's going on and be like, okay, what do I need to do to change this whole scenario? What do I need to do to change my stagnant energy? Why do I feel angry? Why do I feel sad? Where does that emotion lie within my chakra? Is it maybe a memory that came in? Is it because I've been on social media too much and I'm taking on other people's emotions? A lot of my mentees, I've been like at them saying, hey guys, get off social media because it is absorbing your empathic abilities and you are taking on that emotion, right? So ask yourself, are you taking on other people's emotions or is that more my emotions? And if you have a hard time doing that, this is the time to practice your intuition. Intuition, understanding the difference between your emotions and the feeling of others. That's what's really going to allow you to expand even more. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, guys, but I just think that is one of the biggest things that are really coming through when I'm talking about this. And I was so passionate about it. I was like, what am I going to talk about with the live today? What am I going to talk to you guys about? How am I going to inspire you, bring some conscious perspective? And that kept on coming up because there's so many tests that I've been experiencing and other people around me and people that I know and have been approaching me with the similar things. And again, this is just goes to show how connected we are. We are so connected. And it's a time to question that connection by ensuring to understand that it is more about it's more than just about you. It's more about the people around you as well. I think that's the biggest thing that we really need to learn about that. Another energy update that I wanted to share with you guys, is understanding how to play with life a little bit. And I talked a little bit about this in today's angel card number because you guys requested for YouTube that you wanted me to go over the angel number 1122. So that's currently live right now. You guys can go watch that after. But I was talking about growth. And a lot of you guys have been saying you've been seeing 112, 113. But the energy and the sequence of the number one represents new beginnings, spiritual awakening, shifting outside of our comfortability. That's really where the words align. And this card just kept on popping up in my head. And it's the play card that I share with you guys sometimes for the reading, talking about how can I play with my energy? How can I just grow with my energy? How can I just not take things too seriously where it's just weighing me down? I'm making more weight on my shoulder by worrying about the things of what I'm going to say wrong instead of just trying and, being corrected and learning and educating ourselves with the current things going on, or even wanting to expand, but then also thinking, hey, I can't take time off. I've already had time off. Ironically, guys, interesting fact, those who are at home right now, we are more inclined to want to work more because we think that we have more time on our hands. So a lot of people are procrastinating, but they're doing the task at hand for longer periods of time because we don't know the difference between boundaries. And that's where we're also being tested. If you guys have been noticing that you've been feeling really exhausted, ask yourself, are you creating energetic boundaries for yourself? Are you creating energetic growth and spaces for you to grow as a person? And I think that's so important. Almond Soul said, thank you for the angel number 1122 video. No worries. I'm really excited. I have a list of 4 angel numbers that you guys requested. So if there are any, please comment on the angel number 1122 video. And I'd be more than happy to do it because I think it's just so important. And another thing I wanted to share with you guys is, how are you feeling with your internal work? Because I saw, as I mentioned earlier in the live, I saw a post that just represented the energy so well. And it was saying that 2020 is the year of shadow work. Shadow work essentially is internal work. It's going deep into the roots of our emotional experiences and traumas and how do we release it and unleash it. So for you guys, what are some things that you have been experiencing and kind of inclinations that you've been going through to go and search or kind of learn more about? Because I can share with you guys, I am feeling more and more called to share more content about shadow work, energy work, connecting with guides and how to connect with guides, and supporting people who are wanting to either expand outside of their traumas that are similar to what I've experienced. The reason why is because the universe has been making me connect with a lot of you guys who have similar experiences as me. And I am seeing where the future lies for our world and our humanity. And the realisticness of it is that a lot of us are going to be more wanting to learn more about spirituality, wanting to learn more about shadow work, wanting to learn more about how to meditate, how to, put your body and soul and mind and activity and physical form of you, your mental form of you, and your higher self of you all together, and making sure that they're all energetically aligned. And I'm seeing the intrigue more and more. Like, we started our Facebook group, guys, about less than a week ago. Over 200 people were interested in learning about law of attraction and manifestation. And I just want to share this because that's showing that a lot of us are interested in conscious being and understanding our conscious ability. That was not the case when we were back before this whole thing of pause of life. So one celebration that we can take is that it's forcing us to speak about it. It's forcing us to go deeper. It's forcing us to pause on life, not feel bad about not working so hard, and feel better about, making sure that we're balancing in our life. Stank said that I'm still new to spirituality, but what's shadow work? Yeah, for sure. So I got this question a lot. I'm thinking of doing a video on it. Shadow work is when you go into deep aspects of your body. It's going into your ego self. It is a very tiring sense of work. There are techniques that I use in my meditations for you guys to let you guys release. Hey, everyone. Maha Yoga. To let release and just relax and feel amazing. However, there are parts of shadow work that can be quite intense. Now, the reason why they're saying 2020 is the year of shadow work is because we are purging our society. We are purging our own souls. We're purging the pleasures in our life that don't align with us energetically. There is so much shift going on. And that's why a lot of you guys are probably experiencing that I don't feel like myself recently. It's because of the shifts that are going on. So you can do shadow work along with, with the shamanic work, which I do a couple techniques in our meditations, but going full into shamanic work, finding an energy healer to help you grow from that. If you had some very intense experiences and emotions, that's when shadow work can be helpful. A lot of the times it just comes to you. Like for me, I put the intention when I travel to want to grow personally. And last time I went to Asia, I was like, I want to be, grow within myself. And I know I'm supposed to do it here in Asia. And that was the time that Source and Universe decided that I should do shadow work. And that's what I did. So it's different for everyone. If you guys have any other questions about that, let me know. Because I have been getting a lot of DMs and messages, and even just like you guys conversing with me saying, hey, I'm curious about it. I don't really know. I have a really exciting thing that I'm going to be launching with you guys on YouTube. And it will be kind of almost like, I don't want to say documentary, but kind of a mini-sode documentary on what I do for my growth, hopefully to educate you guys to know what a conscious life is. So as you guys know, I do a lot of travel content. I haven't posted because of what's going on. And since I've been taking my YouTube seriously, I haven't been doing it as much, right? So eventually, I want to show you guys about conscious traveling. And in doing that, I want to blend traveling and healing together and show you guys the behind the scenes of what I do to help me grow and expand my gifts and to grow and be the person I am. So it hopefully helps you. And all these questions that you have on like what shadow work, what does it consist of, how to do it, you'll be able to get all these answers. So definitely, like I said, make sure that you guys are subscribed and you like this video to let me know, because I would love to do that. And I've been getting so many questions from you guys being like, hey, Shika, I really want to know about how to be a conscious being and how to grow and expand, but I'm having a hard time doing it. So I just really want to make sure that I'm able to really guide you guys and be there for you. So Almond said shadow work is internal work, kind of ups and downs each day and different. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's very deep rooted work. So for you guys who don't know me, I went through a traumatic experience years ago, and it literally shut down my whole body, spiritually, mentally. Like I was just completely out of whack. And I went to therapy. I did all the things, and everyone's different, right? Everyone is different energetically. Like healing is different for every person. The way I had my healing experience might not be the same, and most likely won't be the same as yours, right? And the techniques that I use, you might like some of them, but not all of them. So I found that shadow work, like deep energy shadow work, because I'm a Scorpio and I don't like talking about my emotions, that was my way of releasing. So I did that for about like a very intensive 3 days. And then I continued it once a month for 6 months. And then I got into energy work myself. And I'm still doing more deep work. I have a couple things that are coming up that's going to really just remove some energy that's within me so I can make sure that I can make more room for energy in my life. So again, shadow work is so great. I would definitely say before you get into shadow work, make sure you know the person that you're doing it with. Because it is a very personalized space. You want to make sure that you're comfortable with the person, that you trust that person with your emotions and just like the things that you've gone through, because again, it is a vulnerable space and it's important to do your research. That's one of the biggest tips that my master told me, even before I was working with her. She's like, just make sure that you align energetically with the person that you're working with. And it's very crucial. Even for me, when I mentor people with like personal mentoring or business mentoring, energy work, I always tell them that like, if I can't align with you, that it doesn't make sense for us to work together, right? So it's the same thing. If you're having someone that's going into something so personal, you want to make sure that they align with you. That is so crucial. So hopefully that answers your question, Stank Rip. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. But yeah, I just want to say that this year is all about shadow work. It's deep inner shadow work, working hard, building from that, developing your inner true strength and your strength that you don't fully know. Because what you guys don't know is the capacity of your higher soul, yourself right now, is never going full on. You're never going full on with your capacity of what you can do and your soul purpose. However, there's so many things and layers that you can expand on, and that can be done when you tap into your conscious mind, which is why I talk a lot about that. And your conscious mind is majority of your brain. It's the thoughts that you're not saying that you're thinking about is what you're thinking. So now, because our collective energy is so deep rooted on conscious thoughts, and that's rising up for a lot of people right now. So, for example, that friend that you said that you feel like it's very weird, or certain things in your life feel very weird, it's because that thought was always there. But when we put someone in a systematic society, and we put people and individuals in that, it takes away the creativity and the imagination, as well as the connection to their true self sometimes. So if you take a kid, for example, when you come into this world, you are asking questions. You think unicorns exist. You have all this imagination and growth within you. And as you start to, kind of get in all the things and the habits of society, what happens is those patterns of imagination and expansion and believing that there's more to life, there's more to things, starts to dissolve. And in doing that, when that happens, that's when you bring someone into a society where things can be limited, right? So I have a lot of people that talk to me and they're like, their job as a biochemist or whatever it may be, or a doctor, limits their creativity because they're constantly thinking that way. So the moment that you're able to tap into your consciousness and challenge your mind to think different things, to exercise different muscles within the brain, it really allows you to expand spiritually and just allows you to have more control of your thoughts. And when you have more control of your thoughts, you have more control of your pure potentiality, which I talk a lot about Deepak Chopra a lot. You guys know that, but his law of pure potentiality really states that we can create anything as long as we're we consciously or subconsciously, but we can create anything with pure potentiality, with believing into it so much that nothing else can exist but this specific thing. We're able to create whatever that we want. And you guys can create anything. The only thing that sets you back is the ideas of the thoughts of boundaries that you create for yourself mentally. So for example, if someone were to say, I really want to travel, but oh my gosh, I don't have time. I work a 9-to-5 job. Well, that's a decision. That's your decision to work your 9-to-5 job. And again, people might have different perspectives on it, but you could maybe make less money, but work 4 times a week remotely and start, doing your business or doing your whole career again, and have the flexibility to work and travel anywhere you go. For other people who say, I have trust issues, and that's when the shadow work can be helpful. If a past relationships, someone cheated on you, then this is an opportunity right now for you. You're probably feeling those emotions of lack of trust and relationships and this weird icky feeling because the subconscious mind and the energies of the world is allowing you to bring up the truth. And that's what we had with the full moon that recently passed with Sagittarius. Sagittariuses don't like bullshit. Pardon my French. They don't like to, talk about crazy things or go around the bush. They want to tell you things the way it is. And that's just the way it is, right? So if we think about it that way, it just makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, right? So pure potentiality is the ability for you to understand that you have full control of what you can do, full control of what you can create and exist. And the only thing that allows you to prevent that is by making your energy focus on the fact that you can't do it because this one specific thing, or focusing all your energy on the fact that this negative boundary can push you back. And again, because of the rebirthing of the world right now and what's going on, it's allowing us to take a step back and say, hey, wait, I have full control because these things that I thought were so important are actually less likely to be important. I should be focusing my energy on my own personal growth. And that's where we get the huge expansion within ourselves. And that's the beauty of life. I really, truly think it is. So I'd love to know you guys' questions, any thoughts, things that come through when you're hearing these words, because it's just such an interesting conversation. And again, I've been talking to a lot of my spiritual friends that are healers, psychics, and it's the same thing. We're all feeling the same thing. It's not just us, like it's the collective, and it's strong. The energy is quite strong. So I'm really interested to see just like how you guys grow and just hearing your comments on things, because again, you will notice more than ever, there are reasons to everything that's happening in our life. There are reasons why we're all going through this right now, and they're purging. Source has, a purpose and a way of making us all connected and more connected in our technological advanced world, that we kind of forgot about the power of human connection. And it's forcing us to do that through the boundary of distance, which is really interesting. And I think in doing this, we're definitely going to see in 2021, there's going to be a huge shift of just like energy and how we grow as beings. Sorry, I'm just making sure my phone is charging, because I have it. Last time I did a live with you guys, my phone wasn't charging, and it was so sad because I had all these amazing points and it died. So I made sure I was uploading while I was talking to you guys on YouTube, which is very important. So that being said, I think I'm going to do card readings for you guys now. I feel like that's a good energy update on what's going on with the world, how things are going, like everything that's just like shifting in our world today. And it's insane. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask now. Even about angel numbers, it doesn't have to be about the world shifting, but just anything like angel numbers, things that are going on in your life, maybe things that are coming up currently that you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, please feel free to ask. This is a space that I really encourage you guys. It's better for you to ask than to kind of like worry and wonder, what if this were to happen? You know what I mean? Have the opportunity to have that support. And that's what this community is all about, is helping one another out, which is so much needed. Not only now, but just in life. We need to be not afraid to ask questions, not afraid to expand, and definitely not afraid to grow in ways that we can't explain. So super excited. Okay, so basically for angel card numbers, how they work, you guys just have to let me know what card deck you want. I will make a list, because last time we had a few people that were confused who was going first. So I have my angel cards. So connection to source, universe, answers. These are just confirmation, things like that. Then I have my chakra cards, which are great as well. So just let me know which deck you would like, and then say me. And then also for me to put you on the list, you have to say me and what deck you want, so I can make a list for you. So that would be amazing. Stink Breath asked me, do you recommend any books? How did you go about learning more about spirituality? So for me, everyone's different. There's a lot of books. A great book is The Secret. If you have it on Netflix, which I'm sure everyone has, this is a great book, a great movie as well. I actually have, I think it's 5 Netflix movies that you need to watch to expand your consciousness or your spirituality. I did a video on that, and it talks about a lot of great movies that you can watch that are amazing and very interesting, and it really questions and expands you spiritually. There's also The Alchemist, which is a really great book. I love that book. There is The Prophet, which is also Profit. Sorry, that's an awesome book. There's Abraham Hicks is a great place to start for law of attraction manifestation. So if you're just starting, I have her audiobook. I listen to it all the time. I always like take a chapter and I just listen to it. There's a lot of just like the basics of how to manifest, how to attract things into your life, and how you can apply it on a daily basis. There's so many books. Like I would say that would be a good video to do, is like top books to read if you are just starting out with your spirituality. But in short, I would say those are the best books to do. Alchemist is a classic. The Secret is a classic. The Power of Now is amazing. It's with Eckhart Tolle, and he is such a great philosopher and just really explains the aspect of why it's so important for us to hold a space for being in the now. Because if we don't, we tend to kind of, I guess, I don't want to say mess up, but we tend to alter the future. And when we alter the future, that can actually cause us to self-sabotage through focusing too much on what we should have done and what we are going to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's a really amazing book as well. I'm trying to think if there's any other books that even just like basic books on how chakras. That's a really good one too. The Universe Has Your Back. I don't have this book with me. I put it over there, but that's a really good one by Gabrielle Bernstein for basics on how the universe works. So yeah, hopefully that helps Tank Breath, but I think those are some really good books to help you get started. And you guys can always message and let me know on Instagram if there's any other books that you would like to see too. So let's start with the card readings. So all you guys have to do is just letting me know me, and then also how it works is you just let me know if you want to do angel cards, chakra cards. Angel cards are messages from our guides and universe and clarification. Chakra cards are just more on the, what chakras and how they relate to where you are with your energy currently. Gives you some just like more depth of that. So just letting me say me and then what card you want so I can put it on the list. And then I'll do a collective reading. So all of us as a group together of like what we're going to be talking about. Hey, Iman. And I think that would be very helpful too. So I will wait while I just kind of check into energy with the cards. And then you guys can let me know who can go first for card readings. This is really fun. I just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys are amazing. I loved just doing energy updates with this. This is great. Me, angel card. Awesome. So Amasol, you just have to let me know what you're focusing on. So what's your question? And then I'll pull a card for you. Okay, so we have two cards for you, Amasol. So the first one is boundaries, which is your first card. And it's just really talking about where do you need to establish boundaries into your life. So right now, energetically, you're feeling really exhausted with the shifts. I do feel like empathically, you're taking on people's energies. And in doing that, you need to create better boundaries. And if that means verbalizing it and saying, hey, I can't go into work on Friday, or I need to kind of take a time off or whatever it may be, then doing that and not worrying about the time that you're missing out because of everything that's going on. It could also mean if you have a family, like letting them know like boundaries that you have as well within the household. So you can make sure that you have, whether it's an hour every day or at night to take a break. Evening that out is very important. And the reason why you need to create boundaries is because you are expanding on a cellular level. And I do feel that you're like being more curious about spirituality, want to learn more about what's going on in the world, how to expand. And in doing that, you need to give that time. And there's going to be things in your life, such as people, that are not going to align. You're going to be probably shedding some relationships in the near future, or already have been. And that's going to be caused because you need to verbalize your boundaries with those relationships, meaning that some people might not align with you anymore. Some people might not be at your level energetically, and that's completely fine. But accepting that completely and letting them know that you are creating those boundaries for you, because that's so important. So you don't self-sabotage your expansion and your self-development. And cellular level means like more of just like consciousness, like growing in your conscious mind, growing within yourself, abilities to connect more with source, universe, and guide, and just letting energy flow through you easily is really happening right now. And that's really something you're adjusting to, of like the new things that are coming through your life. But your guides just really want you to know that you're doing some deep healing. Also, boundaries are important for you to transition the energy of the deep healing. So deep healing in the sense of like things are coming up emotionally and it's a lot for you. So that's why I'm saying it's important for you to restrain those relationship boundaries, for you to communicate those, and to make sure that you give yourself that time to completely absorb and just like focus on getting your energy to where it needs to be so you can do your soul purpose. I hope that really aligns with you. That was a beautiful card reading. But you're doing really great. Like, I think it's so amazing that you're doing it. Iman chakras. Awesome. So Iman, just think about your question, or just like think about, what your guides have to tell you. You can ask that and then I can pull a card for you. So Iman W. Okay. Iman. Okay. So the first card is trickery, which means that it's coming from your heart chakra. How are you seeing yourself right now in society? How are you seeing yourself with all the shifts that are going on? Things might seem like people have things together, but don't compare yourself to the people that seem like things are going well and you're not. The trickery is sometimes people will put on a face or mask a facade in order for them to think like they have everything going. And I think you're comparing yourself to unrealistic goals or things that people are kind of putting up front in the public. So just focus on you. Don't focus your energy on how I'm not there yet and how I'm not succeeding in the way that I'm supposed to. You need to focus your energy on you, who you are and what you're doing. And this comes with perseverance. So what I feel with this is like, it looks like you're kind of focusing on a career or a decision that not everyone is completely for. And it's preventing you from creatively investing in your energy in this specific thing. And in doing that, you're comparing yourself with other people in that same field. And that's not fair to you. And this comes to the story that I shared with you guys last time, but the perseverance is the sacred space. That is our creative, sensual space, our second chakra that we have. And with the perseverance, it's really this beautiful story about a woman who ends up having a cape that is made from a very famous actor that she wants to be like, an actress. And one day she just wants to give up. And the purpose of that is like, sometimes we are so close to what we want to manifest and what we want in life, that dream, that career, that business that we want to flourish. And we're just about to break that threshold. But then what happens is you allow yourself to compare your energy to other people, and that holds you back. And right before you're about to make it, you give up. So don't give up. Keep working at it. Keep going. But make sure that you're not being emotionally exhausted by triggering yourself by what people are succeeding in their life and comparing yourself from that energy, because that's not fair to you. So I hope that aligns with you, Iman. Amal Soul says, so true, especially being a dragonfly. Yeah, I think that's super important. I think that's a beautiful thing. And it's just like transformation, right? Dragonflies transform quite rapidly, right? Their lifetime, they transform on a very cellular basis, but they're very smart and they have so much to give. And I feel like people underestimate their abilities. So that's a great thing. Stank breath. Awesome. If anyone else wants a reading, let me know. So stank breath, you're next. And I'll do a collective one at the end as well. Ooh. So just think about what your message is, or what message you want from the angels, or whatever you want. No worries, Iman. Let me know how you enjoyed it. So stank breath. Okay, so stank breath, your message from your guides is saying that here, what lights you up. So I feel like you want confirmation for what makes you happy in your life, but you already know what that is. So ask yourself, what is lighting you up in your life right now? Because you need to trust in your path. I feel like there's a lack of trust. We can block our manifestations and positive abundance and energy to come to us because we don't fully trust in what we're meant to do. And those are all with subconscious fears that come in. And that's what I'm feeling. I feel like you know what you're meant to do. You know what your decision is for this, but you're just not fully trusting it. And Source and Universe is saying for you to prevent yourself from being your own boundary, you need to fully understand that you are completely supported. Whether you consider that a fail or not, this is all part of the journey. and just keep going. Just keep staying stagnant with your energy, keep staying stagnant with, learning and growing. And I think that's super important. So that was a beautiful card. I hope that aligns with you. Very straightforward staying breath. So I hope that aligned. Let me know if anyone else wants a reading, and then I'll do a collective one as well. And let me know if you guys have anything that comes through when I'm mentioning your reading as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. No worries. Yeah, I'm super happy I was able to do the reading for you. Okay, so we're going to do a collective reading as a group. So what I want you guys to do is just, breathing, inhale. So you just want to inhale once, and then we're going to ask our source or guides and universe, what is the message for the day? And we're going to do a collective card reading based on everyone. So, okay, so let's just kind of take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do another one. I feel like there's a little bit of tenseness in the collective. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Just sitting with our intention. We ask guides and source, what are our messages for today? So let's pull these cards out. These are always so much fun. Okay, so we have 3 cards for our collective, and then I'll do a chakra. So we have the Great Gathering. That one pulls a lot, and I think this just represents our energy as a collective. So coming together and using our intuitive gifts. And I think whenever you guys come on these lives, you are so intuitively aligned, and I love how much you grow. But make sure that you're taking that energy and taking the things that you're learning here and applying it to your everyday life. Because when you do that, that's how we expand as a creative. Remember, we're all interconnected. The tree is connected to us. This desk is connected to us. Our energy is connected. We are all so connected more than we know. So just really ask yourself, how can I take advantage of the knowledge and the downloads and the things that I feel during these great gatherings and take those lessons into my everyday life? This brings me to the next card that got pulled, which is the niggling feeling. If any of you guys are feeling kind of like this feeling and this emotion that's coming through, follow that emotion and honor that emotion. I think this is so important, and you're going to learn how to do that if you, again, tap into those intuitive hits that you're getting through our collective just chats and conversations that we have here. That's so important. So how can you follow that niggling feeling? How can you follow that conscious feeling? And I think this really goes with like what's going on with the world, right? It's forcing us to feel and know exactly what we're feeling and growing from these emotions. When we grow from these emotions, we're able to expand. When we expand, we're able to create more abundance without even knowing it, right? The next thing is longing for home, belonging to the original light workers. So here is like for any of you guys who your mission is to give to other people, understanding that you have been wanting to do this journey for so long. This has been written for you before you even knew it, before you could even walk. And you need to understand, what is the original purpose of what I'm meant to do without the chaos that's going on in my whole life. Stop focusing on that chaos. Focus on what is my light worker, things that I'm supposed to do, my intuitive messages that my guides are telling me. And I think a lot of people here are learning that, a lot of the things that they thought they were meant to do does not align with what they're currently doing right now. So there's this longing of feeling lost because we're rebirthing ourselves through our intuitive gifts and heightening our abilities as a collective. So really ask yourself, how can you follow that growth? How can you follow what you're meant to do? I'm going to do the chakra cards now. So just what our guides, our angels, what is our message for today? Trickery just came out again, which is important. So just going back to that, I think there's a lot that goes into. So trickery came in because, like I mentioned, I think this is a collective card. And when I pulled it out, through our heart, I really want you guys to ask, whether it's after the meditation or during the meditation and you want to follow, or during this reading, if you want to share in the chat, let me know. But trickery is like understanding that whether it seems like people have it together, especially in the world of social media, we are all going through our own battles. I want you to time to see every single person in your life as an equal to what you're going through in a different way. and to know that things are going to come into the light, even when people are hiding it today. So just really ask yourself, how can I just stop focusing on what I want to get and chasing after the aesthetic or the accomplishments, and just focusing on what I truly is important to me as a being, as a person. What does fulfill me? Not anyone else, not my family, not my friends. What's important to me? Which brings me to the next card, which is grief, and another heart chakra. A lot of heart energy coming through. Even when I was breathing with you guys, my heart had a pinch. We're going to be grieving a lot of our old self. And this goes back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, or like, you have to understand that there are going to be friendships you're going to have to release. There are going to be people that don't energetically align, and there's no sense of forcing it because you guys have been friends for 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, whatever it is. This is time to let go. There might be a relationship that you guys have been together for a while, and this whole quarantine has taught you that we're not actually energetically aligned. We've spent more time together ever than we ever did in our whole life. And this is going to bring some bittersweet, which is our throat chakra. Bittersweet in the sense of, it's not going to be easy to grieve over these relationships and let them go, but there's going to be a sense of relief. And we need to communicate what we truly mean, because if we don't, the universe is going to force us to. And I know definitely for me, as someone who's an energy healer and someone who's quite intuitive, things are so unbearable. And I feel that with a lot of people with their consciousness, like you guys as well, like things are becoming so unbearable that no matter how much you try to make things sound amazing and whatever it is, you still just don't feel fully aligned with the energy or the people surrounded with you. And that's a sign, that's a sign that the trickery of things are okay, things aren't okay. It's okay to say that they aren't okay. It's okay to honor those emotions, because then you're not creating this pocket of negativity later that's going to hold you back. So I think that's what our angels are really telling us. And I don't know if there's any other cards that our guides would like us to know. And if there are, let them fall out, which there are. So there's one more, creation. And I think this is and this is a neutral card. So creation is just really saying that we are going to be creating so much out of this grief. When we pull cords, relationships, energies, endings to paths and journeys into our life, we create so much in those times, those uncertain times. So I really want you guys to meditate on the question today of, like, your intention is to really just deep dive into what is the creation, or what type of creation do I want to do within my heart set. Like, ask your heart this question. And in doing that, you will be able to understand that there is this sweetness in the bitter of all this grief that is going to open up so many doors for you that you cannot see. And sometimes, again, I mentioned to this one last reading, the universe will do things that we don't always need to know about. They're doing things because they're kind of making things happen in the factory behind the scenes. And we just have to answer the signs that they're giving us and follow those signs and that intuition, because at the end of the day, those come within ourselves. Like, those angel numbers are just our higher self communicating, if you really think about it, connected to the universe. So I really want you guys to ask yourself, what is the creation that you want to create in the next bit? And I really want to read this one because it's beautiful. I will guide you to your muse. Your path is artistic one. Express your love in the tangible art form. It is time to make decisions. It is time, after so many months of cleansing and doing all these things, to decide what you want to do, to decide what is meant to happen, right? So I think this is so important. Like, how am I going to decide what creation? I've been dibble-dabbling my thumbs for so long. It's time to create. It's time to do what we're meant to do, right? So I really hope that this aligns with you guys. I really hope you like this. And I really enjoyed doing this reading today. I hope that the energy updates that I gave you about the world and everything really gives you some insight of what's happening with our world, right? And to know that there is so much growth coming out of this whole situation. So I hope you guys are doing very well. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up on YouTube and comment. It helps a lot with just more people getting to know this information, and it really goes a long way. I do videos every single day for you beautiful souls, and it takes 2 seconds just, to thumbs up and put notification bells and subscribe as well. Feel free to share with friends as well, and I will be doing another live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time as per usual. So I just want to say thank you, Instagram. You guys have been amazing. I love you guys so, so much. And I also want to say thank you to YouTube because you guys are amazing. I love doing YouTube videos. I'm just reading your comments now. Thank you for reading. No problem. I feel the trickery applied to me myself. That's amazing. I think it's a collective. Trickery was definitely a collective card. I heard stop playing yourself. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, stop playing yourself. Stop tricking yourself that things are okay. They're not okay. I see a lot of people posting on social media this week. If you don't feel like posting, if you don't feel like being online, don't think because, the past week was all about muting online that you have to stop that. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to what you need to. If that means kind of like disconnecting for a while, do that. Like I've been doing so much disconnecting from a lot of people because I know energetically I can't handle that and I need to respect my energy. So do a lot of decisions based on your self-care going forward. That's really what those cards were saying. And don't trick yourself to think that everything is okay when things are not. And that's okay because with feeling in an uncomfortable situation, we're going to grow so much more than you can even think about right now, guys, which is amazing. So much love to each and every one of you guys. I love you guys so much. I love doing these lives. I'll be back here on YouTube at 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, along with a video at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time as well. Like I said, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe to know that when the videos are uploaded, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.